Hey, what's up everyone? Here's the watch list video for Friday. And I'll tell you what, I love trading, but lately when Friday gets here, it feels like, oh my God, thank God it's Friday, right? I think the last thing I typed in chat today was something like, hey everyone, I hated today, see you in the morning, something along those lines, right? And I went out with another green dot. I went out at the highs for the year, but I didn't make that much, and there was a lot of sitting around, and I couldn't find much of anything. So it was kind of an aggravating day. At the very, very, very end of the day, the market got a kind of a decent little push, but it was too late for me to do anything. So a lackluster day for me, even though I went out at the highs. All right, so decent bounce in the SPY today, showing you a SPY daily candle. I'm not sure what the Dow. I didn't look to see where the Dow ended up, but I mean a nice sounding green day for the market anyway, right? So let's go into what we're watching for tomorrow. IO, big pop today, and actually broke through, went to 307 before settling in at 225. The volume's going to catch some attention tomorrow. Maybe a red to green or some kind of setup like that. Certainly deserves to be on a chart. CEMI had the big pop yesterday. Today, I didn't love it, but if it takes today's high out tomorrow, I'll look at it on 15-minute candles, kind of show what I'm looking at. So here's today's high. If we break that, maybe it starts to look like we're going to challenge that 8 again. Again, I'm not in love with this, but had big volume yesterday and took out yesterday's low this morning, but then, you know, it had a decent bounce back up. At one point, it was giving a nice little intraday cup and handle here. See that? But it never did quite take out the high of day and then rolled over a bit. So anyway, it's holding up pretty well. I'm going to watch that one. OMI, just another day it goes on bounce watch. You had the big pop here and then 3 days lower, declining volume each day. So that goes right back on bounce watch. AAL, this is an airline, and I actually watched a little bit today, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. I thought I heard him say something in one of the news conferences about, you know, basically the airlines are, have to do with national security and they can't let them go under. And so if that's the case, and the airlines are going to get some low interest loans or cash infusion or something, you know, we're back down to where AAL, possible double bottom, I guess. So if the airlines catch a bid, I really like AAL because it has, it basically, you know, put in a double bottom here. Compare that with like a UAL, didn't quite get back down yet. Now it might tomorrow, I don't know, but you could probably watch any airline. If the airlines catch a bid, they might get a decent bounce. I'm not in love with this idea at all, just to be clear. ECOR, I kind of like the chart anyway, because you had this big pop and a few days lower, but most of you who know me, you know I would prefer this few days lower to happen up near the high of the big day spike, right? So a big spike and then a few days lower, nice flag. But instead, you've almost got a round trip. So why is this on watch? Because in after hours, they had a headline and it went out in after hours around $1.36. So up here, kind of in the middle of the range of the big day. So this one is super interesting tomorrow. We'll see if it gives an A+ setup. Tesla, I don't like this chart at all. Why is this on watch? Because in after hours, this closed out at $535 and actually went, I can't quite tell. I'm not sure. I might have got to 550. I don't know. But anyway, so it was really rolling over into today. And I think they came out with, I don't know, their numbers. I don't think it was earnings. They came out with, you know, the production numbers or something. And so, let's see, 2 days ago, it had a high of 513. 3 days ago, had a high of 542. So, I mean, it's almost erasing, and it has erased, at least in after hours, this big 2-day drop, right? So, sucked in more shorts probably, and now set to open somewhere up here. Plus, we have the Tesla whisperer on our side. We've got Wayne and a couple other guys that are really good at trading Tesla. So if there's an A+ setup tomorrow, I'm counting on those guys because there's a few guys in chat really good at that stock, and it certainly could have a little short squeeze. It already had one in after hours, but it might continue. All right. OSUR, I don't love this, but it went from like 7 to almost 12 in 3 or 4 days. So we've got one red day. What would I like to see? I would like to see 2, maybe 3 red days right down into this $9 area, the buy zone between the 8 and the 20, right? But sometimes a stock is so strong that you get one red day and it's right back off to the races. So I'm going to start watching it tomorrow. If it gives a red day tomorrow and no trigger, you know, no trigger, no trade type thing, but we get another red day, I'll like it a lot more on Monday. So it'll probably, if that happens, it'll probably just be back on watch for Monday. OXY, I'm going to put a couple oil plays on watch because oil got a massive spike today before giving a lot of it back. So I've chosen a couple. OXY, which went from 11.20 to 13.91 before settling in at 12.77. There's kind of a 60-minute chart. So it's certainly interesting to me. If oil catches a bid, you have this big spike and you kind of have this flag. So it gets interesting, I don't know, up maybe around 13.50. And don't go by that because it might open at 10 tomorrow. It might open at 15 tomorrow. So I really don't like to look at an intraday chart or a daily chart and give you a number that's really interesting to me because we don't know where it's going to open tomorrow. But I will say, I do like this chart because of, it's really, really decimated. Then you had this one spike here that failed and another spike, potential catalyst right here if it does get going. So, maybe a run to the 20-day, something like that. So anyway, definitely want to watch a couple oil plays. I've chosen OXY and the other one, WPX. Pretty similar charts. So there's really no reason to go into detail on this one. Those are two oil plays that I'll be watching. All right. Hopefully we'll find some nice gappers in the pre-market as well to trade. And between this list and the pre-market gappers, all we need is a few good trades every day to make a living. So let's work together tomorrow, and I'll see you guys in chat in the morning.